The forest at night is a different world. Every sound is amplified, every shadow a potential threat. Out here, your cabin is a fragile island of warmth in a sea of darkness. That sense of safety is ancient and easily shattered. The deep woods hold secrets, creatures, and sometimes people with bad intentions. Our ancestors felt this same vulnerability, huddled around a fire, alert to the unknown. Today we rely on locks and alarms, but true security is about awareness and using the landscape as an ally. The old ways, born of necessity, are still relevant. Modern threats may be different, but the principles of defense remain. Media group, historical sentry lookout post, medieval watchtower enforced to stock or distribute each equally, see a threat before it reaches you, slow it down, and make your cabin an unappealing target. The goal isn't to build a fortress, but to project strength and awareness. A cabin that looks isolated and unprepared is an open invitation. Instead, use the lessons of history to transform your home into a place any threat would rather avoid. The first and most important layer of defense is psychological, existing in the mind of the adversary. Before building walls, understand what intruders seek. Media group, old burglar's toolkit. Historic illustration of thief scouting property, stock or distribute to equally easy targets, and the path of least resistance. Your task is to create an environment that communicates difficulty and vigilance. True security is not a product, but a process, one that starts with mindset. Use the landscape, your awareness, and visible deterrence to your advantage. Make your cabin a place that says, "Not worth the risk." This is the essence of ancient defensive strategy. It's the first step to turning your patch of wilderness into a formidable fortress. Ancient hill forts like Maiden Castle didn't rely on a single wall. They built layers, earthworks, ditches and ramparts. Each obstacle exhausted and demoralized attackers before they reached the heart of the settlement. The lesson? No single barrier is foolproof, but a series of obstacles multiplies your security. Layered defense works on both physical and psychological levels. The first obstacle warns, the second confirms preparedness, the third signals real danger. Most intruders seeking speed and stealth will move on. This isn't about aggression, but intelligent resistance, deterring, not trapping. Hill forts used the landscape as their first defense, slopes, rivers, and cleared ground for visibility. Then came man-made layers, ditches, walls, and sensory alarms like horns or bells. The goal was always the same: buy time to see, assess, and respond to threats. Apply this to your cabin. Your property line is your first rampart, the woods your first ditch, your doors and windows the final gate. Think in layers, not just gadgets. Security is a process, not a product. Cultivate a relationship with your environment, turning it from a vulnerability into your greatest asset. Use natural and man-made obstacles together. Each layer should reinforce the next, making intrusion a noisy, slow, and risky business. The more effort required, the less appealing your cabin becomes. This ancient wisdom is more effective than any single high-tech solution. Build your defense in depth, and you'll deter most threats before they even try. That's the power of layered defense. Your first line of defense starts far from your door, the zone of early warning. Clear undergrowth and prune trees to remove hiding places and create clear sightlines. This signals vigilance and deters would-be intruders. Simple tripwires, dark fishing line or paracord can be strung along likely approach paths. Attach them to bells or tins. A sudden rattle shatters the silence, alerting you and warning the intruder they've been detected. Most will retreat when surprise is lost. Decoys work too. A shed with a fake camera or motion light draws attention and wastes an intruder's time. Signs like private property or smile you're on camera reinforce the sense of being watched. These tactics are about information, gathering it for yourself and projecting preparedness to others. You're not using force, but psychology and the environment. The goal, Make your property seem too risky to approach. That's how our ancestors used simple tools to great effect. Not all threats are human. Wildlife is often the most common intruder. Our ancestors protected food stores with clever, non-lethal methods. A shallow ditch around gardens or food caches, covered lightly with branches, confuses animals like deer and bears, making them avoid the area. Noise is another deterrent. Wind chimes or tripwire bells startle animals, sending them away without harm. The best defense is removing attractants, secure rubbish in animal-proof containers, keep food and pet food inside, and clean grills after use. Raised caches and clean living areas were ancient solutions that still work. By managing scents and removing easy meals, you eliminate the main reason animals approach. These methods respect wildlife and keep your cabins safe. Coexistence is possible with a few simple, time-tested strategies. Use the wisdom of the past to live securely alongside nature. That's the most effective and respectful defense. Defending against human intruders requires care. Modern laws forbid harmful traps. The goal is deterrence, not injury. Use visible, non-aggressive obstacles, dense, thorny bushes like hawthorn or pyracantha along property lines or under windows. No one wants to push through thorns. It's slow, noisy, and painful. Signs, motion-activated lights, and decoy cameras increase the perception of risk. A gravel path is noisy underfoot, announcing arrivals. A well-maintained property suggests vigilance and presence. Even muddy boots on the porch can make an intruder think twice. Focus on lawful psychological strategies, deterrence through inconvenience and uncertainty. That's how you build an ethical, effective defense. Defense in depth means creating multiple, reinforcing rings of security. Start with the outermost ring, the zone of awareness, clear undergrowth, prune trees, and set up early warning systems like tripwires and wildlife cameras. The middle ring is the zone of deterrence, thorny hedges, sturdy fences, motion-activated lights, and noisy gravel paths. Each layer signals you are entering a defended space. The final ring is the inner sanctum, the cabin itself. Here, focus on strong doors, quality locks, reinforced windows, and a clear perimeter. Remove tools and cover that could aid an intruder. Each ring increases the risk and effort for an intruder, encouraging them to give up. This layered approach is smarter than relying on a single barrier. It's how you turn a simple cabin into a modern fortress. Real security is built in layers. If an intruder reaches your cabin, the core must be ready. Focus on the weakest points, doors and windows. Use solid core doors with high-quality deadbolts and reinforce the strike plate with long screws. Security film on windows holds shattered glass together, making entry noisy and difficult. Add strong locks or blocking devices to ground floor windows. Don't leave ladders, tools, or firewood near the cabin. They can aid a break-in. Keep the area around your cabin clear, leaving no place to hide. These simple upgrades make forced entry slow, loud, and risky. Hardening the core is your last line of defense. It ensures your sanctuary remains secure, even if outer layers fail. Simple, effective reinforcements make all the difference. That's how you protect your final stronghold. The greatest lesson from our ancestors is that security comes from strategy, not brute force. Relying on a single lock or weapon is like building one wall and hoping for the best. True preparedness means controlling your landscape with layers of intelligence and deterrence. The goal is to prevent confrontation. Most threats will move on if your defenses are visible and smart. Alarms can fail, but a thorny hedge and clear sight lines are always on duty. Walk your property, spot weak points, and use simple, non-lethal methods to announce arrivals and deter approach. Embrace ancient wisdom. Build your defense in depth for real peace of mind. Security is a mindset, rooted in awareness, strategy, and respect for history.